In the searing heat of the ancient Mesopotamian plains, a miracle of civilization took shape, one so vast, so sophisticated, that it defies everything we thought we knew about the dawn of urban life. Picture a time more than 4,000 years ago, when the rest of the world clung to scattered villages and the shadow of prehistory. Here, in the lands between the Tigris and Euphrates, rose cities that would rival the greatest metropolises of our modern era, their secrets buried beneath layers of sand and legend. Ancient Babylon, whose name echoes through myth and scripture, was no mere outpost or ceremonial capital. At its height, Babylon sprawled over thousands of acres, its population dwarfing the largest European cities of the Middle Ages. Imagine more than 200,000 souls bustling along paved avenues, living in grand homes, and working in workshops that churned out goods on an industrial scale. Archaeologists, stunned by the sheer scale, found evidence of urban planning so advanced that even today, city designers marvel at its ingenuity. What they discovered next will shock you. But Babylon was only the beginning. The lost city of Uruk, rising from the desert like a vision, was the world's first true city. As early as 3000 BCE, Uruk's population soared past 50,000, a staggering figure for its time. Its fortified walls ran for 6 miles, enclosing a labyrinth of homes, administrative buildings, bustling markets, and towering temples. Some scholars now believe Uruk may have held as many as 80,000 residents, its influence radiating across the ancient world. How did such immense cities spring up thousands of years before the rise of Rome or Athens? The answer lies in forbidden knowledge lost to time. Mesopotamian cities were masterpieces of engineering and planning. The evidence is undeniable. Archaeological digs have unearthed paved roads, laid in geometric grids, drainage systems that rival those of 19th century Europe, and public parks designed for recreation and ceremony. Urban planners designated districts for workshops, markets, and residences, while traffic management systems kept the flow of people and goods moving smoothly, a feat that modern cities still struggle to achieve. Water, the lifeblood of civilization, was managed with breathtaking sophistication. Babylon sat in a harsh, arid climate, yet its engineers devised a citywide network of canals, reservoirs, and aqueducts. Massive pumping stations, powered by teams of animals and laborers, lifted water from the mighty Euphrates River and distributed it through a maze of pipes to every corner of the city. How did they develop such technology millennia before the Roman aqueducts? Was this knowledge handed down from a forgotten era, or did Mesopotamia unlock the secrets of hydraulic engineering on its own? The vertical ambitions of Mesopotamian architects were equally astonishing. While ancient Egypt and China built outward, Mesopotamians built upward. The legendary Tower of Babel, known to scholars as the ziggurat Itamananki, rose nearly 300 feet into the sky. A structure so tall it would be the equivalent of a modern skyscraper. These ziggurats weren't just temples, they were the economic and spiritual heart of the city, surrounded by vast complexes that housed priests, workers, and administrators. The ziggurat of Ur alone covered more than 150,000 square feet, containing not just shrines but workshops, storage rooms, schools, and living quarters. Imagine an ancient shopping mall, teeming with life, at the heart of the world's first metropolis. Residential districts were marvels of urban planning. Excavations at Ur reveal neighborhoods designed around communal courtyards and public spaces, precursors to modern apartment complexes. The homes of the wealthy featured multiple stories, private gardens, and indoor plumbing, while working families lived comfortably in multi-unit buildings with access to clean water and shared facilities. This level of comfort and organization would not be seen again until the rise of Renaissance Europe. But perhaps the most shocking discovery is Mesopotamia's approach to public health and sanitation. Babylon boasted underground sewage networks, complete with clay pipes that carried waste outside the city walls for treatment. A technological leap that would elude European cities for thousands of years. Clean water was rigorously separated from waste, and elaborate systems prevented contamination, safeguarding the health of the city's enormous population. Economically, these megacities were powerhouses. Cities like Ur had entire districts dedicated to specialized crafts, metalworking, textiles, pottery, and more. Archaeologists have found evidence of assembly line production, standardized measurements, and even branding marks to identify the origin of goods. Some workshops could produce thousands of items in a single day. This was industrial-scale manufacturing in the Bronze Age, a revelation that overturns everything we thought we knew about ancient economies. Transportation infrastructure was equally advanced. Major cities were linked to sprawling networks of canals and rivers, with harbors capable of handling ships from distant lands. Wide streets and designated commercial quarters made the movement of goods and people efficient and organized. Financial institutions and markets flourished, supporting international trade with far-flung civilizations. Cuneiform tablets record business transactions in multiple languages, hinting at a cosmopolitan world that was centuries ahead of its time. Mesopotamians understood the challenges of urban life. Cities like Nineveh had public hospitals, medical schools, and strict regulations governing sanitation and disease control. They trained doctors, stockpiled medical supplies, and organized responses to epidemics, a public health system that would not be matched until the modern era. Socially, these cities were as complex as any modern metropolis. Distinct districts housed different classes and professions, but public spaces brought citizens together for festivals, markets, and civic events. Professional administrators, police, and fire services maintained order. Urban planning committees regulated construction and public works, pioneering governance techniques that endure to this day. The international flavor of Mesopotamian cities was astonishing. Foreign quarters teemed with merchants and diplomats from distant lands, bringing new ideas, goods, and customs. Babylon and Nineveh were melting pots of culture and innovation, their influence stretching from the Mediterranean to the Indus Valley. Technological innovation was everywhere. Mesopotamian cities had street lighting, organized postal systems, and transportation routes for different vehicles and pedestrians. They practiced recycling and sustainable agriculture, integrated green spaces throughout their cities, and managed resources with a foresight that still eludes many modern societies. Yet the fate of these megacities serves as a warning. Climate change, political upheaval, and economic disruption eventually led to their decline. But their legacy is profound. Grid street patterns, zoning concepts, and infrastructure systems born in Mesopotamia shape our cities today. Recent discoveries have only deepened the mystery. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar reveal that cities like Babylon and Nineveh were even larger than previously believed. Underwater ruins in the Persian Gulf hint at lost coastal cities, submerged by rising seas, undeniable evidence that Mesopotamian civilization was more advanced, more widespread, and more enigmatic than mainstream historians admit. The truth has been hidden for thousands of years. Mesopotamia's megacities were not primitive relics. They were the prototype for all urban civilization. Their achievements in engineering, governance, medicine, and culture set the standard for every city that followed. How did they unlock such forbidden knowledge so early in human history? What secrets still lie buried beneath the sands, waiting to be discovered? This changes everything we thought we knew about the origins of civilization. The cities of ancient Mesopotamia prove that the human story is far richer, far older, and far more mysterious than we ever imagined. And as new discoveries continue to emerge, one thing is certain: the lost civilization of Mesopotamia still holds secrets that could rewrite the history of the world.